YouTube makes people, pushes people out.
Is the Miss Knockout Show, you know what I'm saying? On the airwaves. So like, if I share, if I bless, if I the flow, is the Miss Knockout Show. Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beast to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessed if I let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's a Miss Knockout Show. Knockout Show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Miss Knockout. Let's go.
Welcome to the Miss Knockout Show. How's everybody doing today? Welcome on in. Everybody come on in. All right. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day was yesterday. Hope you had a great day. I hope it was filled with peace and everything with family. Hey, Crime. Hey, wait, Lizzie. Everybody come on in. All right. So I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Now, these holidays is going quick, ain't they? These holidays is going real quick, y'all. Ain't they? Yeah, they going real quick. This year is going quick. You know, but we kind of want this year to go quick because, you know, November, we waiting for the doggone primaries. We can't wait till they get here. We can't wait. We can't wait till they get here. All right. So we're going to do some hot topics. We're going to talk about D4VD. All right. He got more updates. And yes, it's just as cringy and weird and heinous and sad at the same time. You know, that little girl didn't have a chance. Sometimes people get in over their head. You know what I'm saying? So okay, hold on, y'all. Let me put this daily hot topics. Dates and news. And then we're going to review and react to Ray J. Ray J was on Cam Newton. All right. So we're gonna check that out. All right. But first, we're going to go into these updates for David. All right. He had a video, something about the finger. I watched a little bit of it. All right. I watched a little bit of it. But I didn't get to watch it all. All right. Because, you know, I wanted to watch it with you. All right. But there's something about that tattoo. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. There was something about that tattoo that she had on her finger. They wanted to get rid of that. She got that tattoo now. I don't know if he told her to get it, right? I don't know if he told her to get it or she went and got it on its own. And then he said, oh, what's this? Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he was leading that girl on. You know, he was, you know, when girls and guys, right, when they are young, you know, they're easily manipulated. They're easily manipulated. You can easily manipulate a young girl. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to manipulate than an older person. That's why another reason why they like these young kids, right? Because you could take these young kids and you can manipulate them. You ain't going to tell too much to a grown woman, 40, even 30. You know, she going to be asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Take an Uber to your house. Why do you want me to come to your house? But she was eager to go to his house because she hadn't seen him. She thought that in her mind, as a young girl, right, she probably said, oh, I get to see David again because he probably sent her home for some reason. And she was probably threatening him because he was acting funny. And she said, all right, I'm going to tell him, And then he said, okay, come on over here and see me. And then allegedly he ambushed her. All right. Everybody come on in. If you're just coming in, we're doing hot topics. Right now, we're talking about D4VD and what it's said. His name is David. All right. A girl was found in a Tesla that was owned to him. She owned she was put in the front of the trunk. Teslas have the front of the trunk. All right. And she was placed in there and she was cut up. Okay, we'll just say it that way because everybody don't know what the other word means. But they cut her up and they put her in that bag. And that girl, she didn't have a chance. She didn't have a chance, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Young girl, easily molded, easily manipulated, and she didn't have a chance. So we're going to do some updates, all right? We're going to do some updates. Hold on, y'all. I'm just setting some up real quick. We're going to do some updates. Hold up, y'all. Hold on. All right. So we're going to go through some updates with D4VD. All right. Everybody continue to tapify, shareify, likeify the live. All right. As we go through these updates. And if you can, join the superfan and also join the Discord because we got a tapper. You know what? If you don't know what the tapper is, it's so you won't have to take your fingers and wear your fingers out. It's an easier way to do it. And it just overlays over your phone. You download it from the Play Store. And then the Apple users, you have a built-in tapper, and I give you instructions on how to do it. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. Hey, Zoe. Hey, Andrea's here. Zoe's here. All right? I like to do a little roll call. We haven't played my roll call song in a minute, have we? Have we played the roll call song in a minute? We haven't played the roll call song in a minute. Let me see if I could get it up. Let's see. We haven't played the roll call song in a minute. So I want to do this roll call before we start. I want you to continue sharing the live by tapifying, shareifying, put it in the stories. Now this thing want to be stuck. Now this thing is stuck. Put it in the stories. All right. Put hashtags in the comments. Samantha said no. All right. Let me see if I can find this roll call song. Hold on, you. I haven't played it in a minute. All right. I have a couple. I have my theme song. Then I got the roll call song. So let's see. Let's see for a minute. So I went through the UFO files. Nobody was interested. I guess this is boring to certain people. It got 2 views on YouTube. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? I might run the footage all night. I mean, we'll see. All right. But let's see. I want to actually start a faceless YouTube channel next month. I'm learning how to do it, right? So that I could do hot topics. But my hot topics is going to be not clickbait. It's going to be talking about real stuff. So yeah, I don't like the clickbait stuff where you have one title, then you go on in there, and then all of a sudden, boom. Oh, I don't know if I put the hot topics on here. Did I put that? Oh, I did. All right, y'all. So let's do the roll call. Y'all ready? Okay. So this is where you shout out where you from. So I want hey, Kevin. Hey, Deshaun. Everybody. Hey, Lizzie. I want everybody to shout out where you're from in the comments. All right. Shout out where you're from in the comments as we're playing a roll call song. All right. Let's go. Okay. Let's see if we can get it started here. All right. So this is my roll call song. All right. Dang, a Tesla is hard to miss. A Tesla is very hard to miss. But what he did was, he parked it in that and left it in the towing place, figuring that, I don't know if he, okay, yeah, let's do the roll call and then we're going to get into it. Let's do the roll call and then we're going to get into it. All right? This thing stopping and going and stopping, I can't wait. 2 more days till I get my new computer, 2 more days. All right? So let's see. I think I have too many things. Can you have too many things hooked up to your Wi-Fi? Can that be it? Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. 5 things hooked up to my Wi-Fi. Right? Samantha, maybe that's it. Is that it? That might be it. So I got 5 things. But I upgraded my Wi-Fi though. I upgraded my Wi-Fi. But yeah, so they said you can have too many things. Oh. All right. How could I correct that? I did upgrade my Wi-Fi. Does that matter? Let's go. All right, everybody, put what you find in the comments. Let's go. Everybody drop where you from. We got Philadelphia in the building. Yeah, let's go. Where you from? Central Florida's in the house. Yeah. Philadelphia's in the house. Chicago's in the house. Texas in the house. Canada's in the house. Cleveland, New Jersey's in the house. Thank you, Deshaun. Texas, Brooklyn's in the house, without a doubt. Atlanta's in the house. Let's go. ATL, Shoulder. Let's go, Shoulder. Hey. Come on, y'all. Hey. Okay, let's go up here. Because some people are shy. We got Tiffany in the house. We got, it's your girl, Nix. We got Lizzie. We got Deshaun. Wait, hold on. We got Deshaun. We got Crimes. We got Andrea. We got Samantha. We got E-Money. We got Miss Knockout Clips. Shauna. B. Jay Kelly's in the building. Ramona. 6 more. User 333. Slap Series in the building. Spooky Chaos in the building. Kimmy's in the building. Sin's in the building. Sunshine. Jasmine. Tatiana. She's Chunky. And Trisha is in the building. Hey. All right, y'all. Let's get it. All right, everybody, tapify, shareify, and blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be brokeify. All right. So now let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, I still got the UFO files up here. Disregard that. All right. So we're gonna get into it. Let's go straight into Nancy Grace. All right. Let's go straight into Nancy Grace. Now I lost the doggone. Okay. I'm always losing something. All right. So we're going to go straight into Nancy Grace. All right. And we're doing a show right now. Okay. Wait till after the show if you want to come up in the box. All right. So let's see. So David, we're going to listen to Nancy Grace. Right. And let's talk about it.
No more wars. Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu should have never started this war.
No, that again.
I won't vote.
All right, everybody come on in. Let's get this. So David
Medicare for all, child care, and affordable housing here at home, not more death and destruction abroad.
Evidently, I didn't make
this message.
You know,
Done funding.
I don't have the means to get out there right now. And you know,
it and
to the case.
you the word
All right,
David.
so let's start to the beginning.
Isn't it true, Joe Scott, that
Let's start in the beginning. Let's start in the beginning. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
the musician D4VD, aka David Anthony Burke, caught on video with a human finger? This As from behind bars, he, D4VD, demands his own personal glam squad. Yes, he wants a glow up, a makeover for the courtroom. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace.
For the courtroom.
Stories.
Who do you think he is?
For being with us.
This dude want a makeover for the courtroom. He lucky he ain't in New York.
Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste.
There was a motive for Celeste's murder, that there was no accidental overdose. Doesn't he have bigger fish to fry? Other things to worry about? Shouldn't he be gnashing his teeth and twisting his tail about the evidence pouring in against him? This, as we learn, the feds are eyeing jurisdiction. Yeah, you don't play with the feds because they don't play with you. If the feds are in on this, and I have reason to believe they may be, and I'll tell you why with our attorney, Randolph Rice, he's in, let's just say, a whole heap of trouble, but instead, he's orchestrating a glow up from behind bars. We'll get to that, but first, is D4VD, the multimillionaire musician, caught?
Now, why is he requesting a glow up for the courtroom for? My dude, you know what I'm saying? You definitely ain't got to worry about that. You need to worry about your freedom. And like she said, all this evidence they got on you. You worried about how he's worried about how he looks because he's ain't able to groom up. You know what I'm saying? How the courtroom looks. Like, my dude, it is not about how everything's looking right now. It's about whether did you do it or did you not. Everything's all alleged in Miss Knockout's Live. Let's listen.
On camera, wrapping up a human finger.
David Vlog, Day 11, currently wrapping up the one and only original Sukuna's finger from Jujutsu Kaisen. And, yeah, we're going to succeed some vocal warm-ups.
Okay, I need to see that again. He apparently is wrapping up a finger. Let me see it again.
David Vlog, Day 11, currently wrapping up the one and only original Sukuna's finger from Jujutsu Kaisen. And, yeah, we're going to succeed some vocal warm-ups.
And that is from the...
You see how he's holding that finger with no problem? Look at how he's holding that finger like he's wrapping up a chicken wing. Right? Thank you so much, Deshaun. He is wrapping up that finger like he's wrapping up a chicken wing now. You got to be a sick little puppy to do that. What is going on? Hey, Shalea. Everybody come on in. We're going through DVD, David updates, and then we're going to go and listen to Ray J. You know, he's going to drop all kinds of tea, all right? We only going to spend 2 hours on the YouTube to Tubesy. Somebody was telling me, you know, giving me a little advice, and they say, you know, one thing is like your YouTubes is so long, especially for a beginner. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, the new computer's coming, you. Right? So, you know, we got to shorten it a little bit. We got to shorten it. And, you know, we got to learn. We got to learn YouTube. We got to learn TikTok also because the clock is like something else. But he's wrapping up that finger like it's just like a chicken wing bone. Right? Thank you, doctor. Let's listen.
D4VD tour video. Okay, let me get the dates right. Joining me, Susan Hendricks, investigative reporter, journalist, author of a bestseller, Down the Hill, My Descent into the Double Murder in Delphi. Susan Hendricks, he was going on tour, remember? Mm-hmm. Celeste was murdered just before his Withered tour. He was getting ready for the tour, and he was putting out all types of promotional videos. She was murdered just before he dropped the album and went on the tour.
Right.
And after intense public outcry after Celeste's body is found in his Tesla, let's just refresh everyone's recollection and show the Tesla in the impound parking lot where it smells so badly. They opened the trunk and found the dead body. Why, Susan Hendricks, is he wrapping what appears to be a human finger?
See, this dude, I think that it goes back to my theory that people think that they're never going to get caught. They think that they're never going to get caught. You know what I'm saying? This dude is constantly was playing in our face. He's bringing in coffins. He's recreating stuff in videos. That girl that was in his video said she don't want nothing to do with him, right? Now he wrapping up a finger, so he's playing in our face because it's like, why are you wrapping up a finger and you know that how you chopified her finger off and her finger is severed, right? 1 + 1 is 2, right? But you giving us the evidence, right? Shalaya, isn't it weird that these criminals is giving us evidence? Smugs is a hell of a thing. It might be, Pam, but looking at him and knowing how people look on pharmaceuticals, he don't look like he was too up to the sky high in that photo. He looking like he normal. Sometimes people be normal and there's no pharmaceuticals involved. They just psychopath. Okay, he's worse than Ozzy was, right? And these people and these fans watching all this, they like this stuff. They like all this mystical, magical stuff. Give me a good old Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole. Give me some of that. I don't want no bringing coffins in, showing us fingers on the live. You know what I'm saying? What's up, M3L? What up? What happened to these good? That's why I say celebrity in the USA, celebrity is changing. The new celebrities are the streamers. The music artists is changing. They all acting weird. They all, want to be put on a pedestal for no reason. Thank you, M3L. The streamers are the new celebrities. All right? Let's listen, y'all. Hold on.
I think everything with this guy is symbolic. He's shoving it in our faces. So let's say it's a human finger or a plastic finger. I think he knows what he's doing because, as you know, Celeste's fingers were not found when her body was discovered, 2 of her fingers. So I think he was enabled. He did what he wanted to do. We had merch that had blood all over, white shirts. He pulled that once cops started searching his house months later. But I think he did what he wanted to do, and he had the support of an entourage.
Guys, you're seeing video from Deformity's tour on TikTok. This is part of the promotional video he's pushing out there that looks to be in his home where we believe, isn't this right, Dave Mack, Concords investigative reporter? According to the court documents, prosecutors are saying Celeste was killed in that home where we believe that finger wrapping video was recorded. He's like, what, a few feet away from where she was murdered and disarticulated?
As disgusting as it sounds, absolutely right, Nancy. April 23rd, 10 o'clock at
he gonna
night,
act
just after.
like he wrapping some ancient mummy's finger. He gonna act like he wrapping some ancient mummy's finger. Right? It's like, hello, a podcast or the new. That's right. That's right. Podcasters, streamers like DDG, Kai Cenat, I heard he's coming back. Look at Speed doing astronomical numbers. You know what I'm saying? They are the new wave of celebrities. The music artist is going down. There's hardly no good music artists because the label, but that's another stream for another day. We talking about David. I'll do a stream one day about it. Okay? I'll do a stream. And I feel like the celebrity is also dying is because these labels push out people with numbers, not people with talent. You know what I'm saying? A person with 1 million numbers is the new talent. And then they get on stage and they're like, ooh, you're like, wow, how did you get a record deal? Because they got 1 million streams on Spotify, on whatever. They know how to finesse the numbers. You know what I'm saying? They won't even look at you unless you have 50,000 followers. And on that note, everybody follow Miss Knockout. Okay, follow Miss Knockout. All right, everybody, if you're new, make sure you find me. And if you've been rocking with me, make sure you join the super fans. We got to build the super fans up back to where it needs to be. Okay, it's people who like beautiful. Yeah, people. One thing about Tyler though, one thing about Tyler is Tyler really got talent. She could really sing. She's confident. She's beautiful. Tyler is, to me, is the real artist. Is the real artist. I don't even see the Arya Star. The Arya Star girl, I went and looked at her only because they're putting them two against each other, right? But Arya Star, she can't really, like, Tyler's on another level. Arya Star is good too. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to her music. You know, I'm going to take time out and give her a chance. So I can't say yay or nay on what she is or whatever, right? But Tyler know how. I don't never see Arya Star online. I don't see her work. Tyler know how to work that social media because get this, even though Tyler's really, really talented, right? Tyler was doing social media first. She was doing TikTok first. That's how her song blew up. Arya Star, I never see her on social media. I never seen her on TikTok. Right? But anyway, let's get back to this. Let's not get sidetracked because that's a whole nother story for another day. All right? Now let's listen.
That's when investigators say D4VD killed Celeste Rivas right after she arrived at his home. And then, as you see in this video, do you really think somebody who has his biggest hit romantic homicide and all of the blood and imagery that he has in his work is not wrapping a trophy?
Jumping off what Susan Hendricks and Dave Mack have just told us, Joseph Scott Morgan joining us, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University.
Thank you so much.
He's the author of the bestseller, Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. He is the star of a hit podcast, Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. But for our purposes tonight, and typically, he is a death investigator who I met through his role as a death investigator when I was prosecuting. I think it was a double homicide. I know it was a homicide.
Repost alive. Repost alive.
Joseph Scott Morgan has handled over 10,000 death scenes. Just let that sink in for one moment. Joseph Scott Morgan, I know you've been watching on your monitor D4VD, aka David Anthony Burke, the multimillionaire singer. Celeste, his little girlfriend, was his muse. Joe Scott, look at your monitor. Look at Celeste's finger in life. Do you notice it's got an engagement ring on it and a tattoo, the word David? Wow. Isn't it true, Joe Scott, that ring finger was gone? It had been amputated from her when her remains were found. How hard was it for the ME to make sense of that gelatinous goo that was found in D4VD's trunk?
Oh.
Very difficult. It's one of the most difficult things that a forensic pathologist can do when you have a body that is in this advanced state of decomposition.
Ain't it crazy,
Smith? To add to this, you know, we're always trying to pick up on clues, Nancy, with, you know, what is the body telling us, you know, with all that remains, if you will. And when you come across this, and they definitively said this, Nancy, they said that those elements of her hand were in fact missing. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's not connected to decomposition. Okay, just so that everybody understands that up front, because there's been a lot of speculation about this. They have physical evidence that gives you an indication that this was something that was probably facilitated by the use of a tool. And in forensics, one of the things that we do, we rely heavily upon our friends in the tool mark section of any crime lab. So they've got evidence, I think, probably on the remnant, the skeletal remnant that is left behind. And it's going to be very definitive. Now, what does this tell us about him? I can't really say that because I'm not a profiler. But when I see elements that are missing, I've had where individuals have.
Look, there it is in live. Just Scott, look.
Yeah,
look.
Right there.
There is Celeste. Yeah, with her little engagement ring. And wait till you see her.
So was that an engagement ring?
By her little brother about how D4VD promised her they were getting married as soon as she turned 18. Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that I've had cases in the past where individuals, just like my friend Dave mentioned just a second ago.
Dude is making promises that he know he probably ain't gonna keep with all them groupies, and he meeting a new girl every day. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it might be a new little girl every day. You know what I'm saying? His fan base was full of teenagers, you know, so you never know. But dang. So David, he promised this girl, hold on, y'all, gotta adjust it. He promised this girl that they was gonna be getting married. No wonder she was over there wilding out. No wonder she was wilding out. And he was making promises that he was slipping away from, right? So he had the nerve to give her an engagement ring giving an engagement ring to a child is crazy. Let's listen.
Taking trophies, you know, now whether or not that bit that he had in his hands there where he's wrapping it up, just the fact that he's referencing a human finger is significant to me.
I see
because as an investigator, I'm looking at this. Wouldn't it be really interesting if we could get our hands, or the investigative authorities could get their hands on that? Because this goes to a pattern, doesn't it, Nancy?
So, Scott, just wait till I show you the anime video he created and dropped on her birthday of slicing a girl's arm off. Okay, just wait for that with bated breath. But I was headed straight out to Randolph Rice, but hold. Karen Stark, Joe Scott is right.
So you got to ask yourself, why would you, right, if you did something this heinous, why would you give us clues? So you made an anime chopifying this girl up? Why is you giving away clues? You know what I'm saying? That's because this is a sickness, y'all. This is sickness.
Definitely need a shrink,
sickness.
And we need it now. Karen Stark is with us, a renowned TV and radio trauma expert. She is a forensic psychologist. You can find her at KarenStark.com. That's not all she does. Even into the night, she has private patients, private clients. And I want to thank you for making time to be with us tonight, Karen Stark. Okay, Karen, I really don't know how to verbalize all the thoughts colliding in my head. This little girl is found without her ring finger and with that engagement ring on it. And then here he is on video wrapping up what appears to be a human ring finger.
Wow.
Nancy, everything that's been said is so true, and I want to just put it all together, because think about this as a trophy, and it definitely seems to me that that's what's happening. This is a trophy, and he wants people to know that he is wrapping up a finger. He thinks it's funny. He's able to turn it into an object, as Joe was saying, that it is not a person, it's just a finger. And it's as though his unconscious is speaking to us and telling us, I did something terrible. I want to do something terrible. And I'm going to treat it like it doesn't mean anything. So I won't worry about the fact that I'm revealing what happened.
Wow.
So he's speaking to us through this video. And it's just heartless, cold. It's so much an indication of an antisocial personality. What we know happens to be true about a psychopath.
You know, when I look at D4VD, John Bueller, renowned investigator,
Well, listen, y'all.
former detective with Modesto PD. Now, he was 31 years in robbery and homicide, but shot to fame as one of the lead detectives in the Scott Peterson investigation. Peterson murdered his pregnant wife, Lacey, and killed their unborn child, Connor. Bueller, how am I going to compare D4VD to Scott Peterson? This is how. I know you're in your vehicle out on the street, but John, look at your phone video, because I'm showing him wrapping that finger again and again and again. And I want you to think back on Scott Peterson. Okay? Scott Peterson, even though he knows he murdered Lacey and Connor and disposed of their bodies, putting them attached to cement blocks and dropping them to the bottom of the San Francisco Bay, he continued with his arrogant behavior. He ordered the porn
Arrogance.
channel. He knew she wasn't coming back home. You know what kind of HWL I'd raise if I came in and my husband had ordered the porn channel? Oh, he put the house up for sale. He tried to sell her vehicle, and he continued his sex affair with a completely unassuming, unsuspecting young lady, Amber Fry. And lying,
Y'all know about this case?
lying, trying to blame other people. The arrogance, even returning to the scene repeatedly to gaze out onto the bay. What was he looking for? Her body to pop up? Well, it did. The arrogance of Scott Peterson and D4VD.
The
David
reason
Anthony
he did
Burke,
the video, he thought he was
putting
going to
up
get
a
away.
video wrapping up a human finger when Celeste's finger was amputated.
Yeah, Nancy, there's a lot of similarities to both of these guys. Incredible arrogance on both of their parts. And that's a good thing for detectives and investigators, and especially for the prosecutors, because that arrogance helps build the case when they think they're above being caught. And Scott certainly had that. He didn't think that anybody would be able to get him on this. He thought he had a good alibi, and it wasn't. And same thing with D4VD. He's just so arrogant about all these things, creating an alibi with the Uber. I believe Celeste's passport card was found up there in Santa Barbara. So he's doing all sorts of things after the murder to cover it up and make it look like she was out on her own. She did have a little bit of a history of running away to join up with him. And with that, it's easily dissected and broken up when she doesn't come back. And that's what we have with this. Incredible arrogance. I'm not going to get caught. I'm above this. I'm famous. I'm a singer. I'm a rapper.
All of them think like that.
And I've got my entourage is going to cover for me.
Speaking of arrogance, Susan Hendricks is joining us, investigative journalist. Is it true? And if so, why does D4VD believe he, out of all the thousands of people in lockup, should get a glow up, a glam squad? What is happening?
A glam squad?
Yes, Joe Scott mentioned disassociation
Wait,
through the 100.
Diggity dog minute now. This dude expects a glam squad? Messing with those kids? That's number one. The fact that you get a crime, that's in itself. But the fact that you messing with the little kids is in itself that you don't deserve nothing. No jelly. No Merc. No packet to go with your ramen noodles. Nothing. You don't deserve nothing. Glam squad where? Let's listen.
Degree. I think it's very telling that he asked for it, but also who asked for it? His quote unquote team asked the judge saying, hey, he needs new clothes, haircut. Los Angeles Superior Court judge did tell the sheriff's department, kind of compromising on the last one, give him a haircut. Not close to the haircuts I'm sure he's used to, but still has that close-knit team stepping in for him, asking the court, get him new clothes.
See?
To Dave Mack joining us from Crime Stories. Dave, what exactly is he asking for?
He is asking to be allowed to wear his kind of clothing in court.
Wait.
Shirt and,
wait, I see something, y'all. Hold on. So Jimmy Kimmel confirms, hold on, his show will go dark on the night of Stephen Colbert finale. It's just going dark on the night for that one night. Jimmy Kimmel ain't going off the air, is he? I gotta look that up. But Stephen Colbert is going off the air. All these talk shows getting canceled, y'all. Let's listen.
Clothes. Also asking for a very specific hairstyle to be done. As you mentioned earlier, a glow.
You better be glad to have air what he did,
look
right?
like he looks when he's not in jail.
And you don't deserve that.
It looks like they are going to approve a haircut, but nothing more than that, Nancy. But the guts of just asking to have this incredible glow up to have an appearance in front of the jury or potential jury or court, it's just ridiculous.
This right here,
so, Diddy came with clothes.
It's the perfect pairing for your pizza.
It's possible.
Dunk it, or
Diddy, but that's in New York.
Parmesan stuff.
You know what I'm saying? All Diddy did was request that he could wear a suit. So he probably had the suit sent or brought to him, and he wore it. And then in New York, they give you haircuts in there anyway. All the guys get haircuts. They got, people in there that cut hair.
No. Dave Mack, you got it about 95% right. Randolph Rice joining us, high-profile lawyer out of Baltimore, former prosecutor, now veteran criminal defense and civil lawyer at Rice, Murtha, and Soros. Randolph Rice, first of all, it's not time for the jury trial. Dave Mack had it right. He wants to glow up. He wants to glam squad. His team, I guarantee you his lawyers didn't know this was happening, demand a new hairstyle and fresh clothes, designer clothes, for his appearance. There's not a jury. It's a preliminary hearing. H-E-double-L. Let me clarify. H-E-L-L. Hell no. Why is he not getting his designer threads?
Well, he's not getting his designer threads because, just as you said, Nancy, the judge does not care about how he looks because there's no jury there.
He better be glad he got right.
From a defense standpoint and from his standpoint and his team's standpoint, this might be one of the first smart moves they are making here, because not only is this case going to be tried in the courtroom, but I think this case is going to be tried in the public. And remember, down the road, as his defense attorneys are going to have to pick a jury, it may help to have a good light on him moving forward.
Put him up. A good light. What? You know, and I know I know your career very well. He is not entitled to street clothes, as we call them, unless there's a jury. No. Didn't you see Brian Koberger asking for the same thing? No, was the answer. N-O. D4VD's not getting it either, but that didn't stop his team from trying. Did it?
He thinks he's bigger than the program.
And as my mother always said, if you don't ask, you don't get. So why not ask? It doesn't hurt. Look,
he can wear
the
the defense
team and his team are going to ask every single question.
And that's a good point, Shalea. Look at what Shalea said. He can wear the post robe, and it wouldn't make him no better. I don't care what you came in there wearing. Suit, tie, whatever. You're going to still be what we see. A Chester and a psychopath. Let's listen.
Single thing that they can try to get over on the state. And I would do the same thing. They need to try to take advantage of every single opportunity, every single appearance. He needs to come out there looking the best he possibly can to have that favorable light on him as he moves forward with this trial.
Favorable light. Instead of getting a glow up with his glam squad behind bars, he should probably be worried about the evidence, such as putting out a video of him wrapping up what appears to be a human finger. Of course, it's not a human finger. Well, I hope it's not a human finger. I don't think it's a human finger. I think it's a toy or a replica. But that said, he's putting out the bad vibes. That's him. Yeah. Oh, thank you. There he is again. That's him wrapping up what appears to be a withered human finger, but is likely a toy replica. The point is, he is shooting himself in the foot.
Yes.
And another thing, while I've got you, Randolph Rice, he's not asking for his regular...
Even if that's not, because, that's probably not her finger, right? But the fact that he's toying and mocking it and toying with it, the fact that he's toying and mocking with it is something in itself. Right, he's a sick individual. Yeah, we only gonna do an hour on the U to the Tubesy today. I gotta cut it down. Somebody told me I'm on there too long. I gotta chop it. They like knockout people do 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos. You on there doing 4 hours a day, and people are looking at it going, "Wow, what is she doing?" I'm not listening to for 4 hours. I mean, y'all stay in here because I'm live and direct, but the YouTube. Over here, we're gonna chopify it down. All right, so look, even if the finger isn't real, right? The fact that you're mocking this with arrogance of what we know now, and you already knew, it's like he's toying and mocking it with arrogance. Look, I'm wrapping up a finger. I agree with that. He thinks that he was bigger than the program. Mm-hmm.
Clothes. Let's see some photos of what D4VD usually wears. He's not asking for that. No. He wants designer clothes. He wants Oh, yeah. That is not how he wants to appear in court. He wants to wear a pair of dress slacks and a button down. Right? I've never seen him in a button down. He wants to present a false facade to spectators. What about it, Randolph?
Yeah, right.
Genius.
We ain't buying
Genius. I think it's a good move on his defense part and his team's part. And let me just say one thing about this finger. Everybody's talking about this is something that's going to hurt his case. I can tell you, his attorneys, and if I was attorney too, I would be going to the mat, filing a motion limine, which, as you know, Nancy, is just a motion to exclude evidence. That video never sees the light of day in a courtroom because it is irrelevant. Unless the prosecutor can prove that that has something to do with Celeste, with the victim in this case, it is not coming into court.
You know what, Randolph Rice? I recall a serial killer I prosecuted. He always selected very similar, physically similar women. And when I had a reconstructionist draw a photo or a sketch of my dead victim, she was a Jane Doe, but they could make out what she would have looked like in life. And I brought in another woman he attacked and strangled, but she lived. He strangled the victim dead. Another woman he strangled and nearly killed. And then, grand finale, brought in his living girlfriend, the mother of his baby. I held a sketch up to the jury of the deceased and compared her to sketches of the girlfriend and the other victim. They all look just alike. They proved something. It proved something. Just like him wrapping up what appears to be a human finger, like Joe Scott Morgan says, to me, it proves something. Have you wrapped up what appears to be a human finger, Randolph Rice, and videoed it? I hope not. Please tell me the answer is no.
I have not wrapped up a human finger and wrapped it, fortunately, yet. So I cannot relate to this. But again, this is an artist. We don't live in this world that they live in where they're trying to have these images and these references that they're trying to put out there to the public. So this may have something to do with something with an unrelated topic that has nothing to do with this alleged murder.
Okay.
I got to do the gift gallery, y'all. Hold on.
Disarticulated or rendered human ring fingers have nothing to do with this case. Is that right, Joe Scott?
You know who did live in this artist world, in his universe? This child, Celeste Rivas. So was she a prop? You know, was she objectified to the point where someone would feel comfortable enough to, as maybe their form of art, to do what they did to her? Because I got to tell you, as this case goes on, Nancy, it gets more and more bizarre all the way along. Because people knew for a fact that she occupied a space within his day-to-day life. This child bore witness to everything that he was doing, all of his creative.
She had a lot of information.
If you will. But I guess we'll never know that because Celeste was found in the trunk of a car.
100 roses,
this articulate.
That girl had a lot of information.
Stacking up fast. For many, the only option is swiping that credit card, leaving you trapped in a...
Okay, so this girl was dangerous to him because she had a lot of information.
/ Nancy, right? And good
you got to be careful on information.
I hope that you're sitting down. You may need to lay down for this. It wasn't just the wrapping of the fake finger.
Zoe?
There's video released poetically, poignantly, and I believe probatively. In other words, it proves something
so much, Zoe.
On her birthday. Watch this. This is released by D4VD, and oh, there's a severed arm.
Look at that.
With a sharp knife, and look at the woman.
So that's his promo for
covered
his album.
in blood, stabbed, bleeding at the torso, and there's D4VD. You can't mistake who that is. Covered in blood, much like the blood of the merchandise that he sells. Okay, to you, Dave Mack, where did this come from?
Nancy, it comes from the anime, Japanese anime
you so much.
Cartoon stuff that D4VD and his ilk are into. And when we get into the stories of how the manga, the anime, it really matches up. What D4VD is watching and is really into, Nancy, actually ends up playing itself out with Celeste, apparently, allegedly.
Oh.
When you look at a very, very specific manga, there is an anime that has a girlfriend who is murdered, just like Celeste was allegedly murdered. There's a disarticulation in this anime.
The dog side,
in this anime, she was kept alive. The victim there was kept alive, and her left pinky, left ring finger, as well as left eye were all cut out and chopped up.
Okay, wait a minute. Keep looking. Her legs are missing. Her legs are missing in that last frame.
Look how her arm is cut off.
This is released
They
on
gonna play that
Celeste's
in court.
birthday, we are told.
On
Keep
Celeste's
going
birthday.
to the end, to the end,
What a
to
sicko.
the...
Look at
I'm
him.
not sure if her legs are missing or if those are the trousers she's wearing. This is released on her birthday. I want to switch quickly to a special guest joining us, Scott Eicher.
This guy was bold.
Scott Eicher, digital forensic expert, founding member of the FBI Cellular Analysis Survey Team, CAST. He is now at Precision Cellular Analysis. He was with the FBI as a special agent 22 years, also Norfolk PD and homicide. Scott Eicher, many people are now suggesting that the feds are getting involved or will get involved in this case. There are many grounds under which they could jump in.
Thank you, Tiffany.
But there was a very...
See, if the feds get involved, then the case goes to a next level, and then the feds give more time. Right? That's why people are saying, all the lawyers that was out there when I was at the Diddy case, all they kept saying was the lawyers was Diddy's case was not federal. It should have been state. The only reason why it's federal is because of the RICO charge. If he didn't have the RICO charge, he would have had a state case, and he would have got way less time, whatever he's found guilty. But because the RICO was there, they just left it and tried him in federal court, and then he got more time. He got charged for the same thing the pimps get charged for out in Las Vegas that got the girls on the track. He got charged for the same thing. All right? And y'all know that the website that was supplying Diddy's escort workers is on court now. I think they got a civil case, though. I don't think it's criminal. The Mann Act. Right. Exactly. Let's listen.
long delay until D4VD, David.
I just thought of something. Another thing that the feds is getting involved, they could add S trafficking and S trafficking of a minor. I just thought about that because think about it, right? Now, I don't think it's state. You have to be state to state? You have to take them from one state to another, right? Because I think she lived in the same state, but just another part of California. So they can't charge him for state to state, right? But they can charge him with some kind of trafficking, right? But they can't charge him with the state to state. And everybody, I'm going to go out and film some footage for my music. Okay, I'm going to do a little video of me singing in front of a mic until I could get my video done. But I'm going to take y'all with me. Okay, so I'll let y'all know the day I go out. All right, but let's continue. That's a little thing before I forget I wanted to tell y'all. But let's listen.
Arrested. And I'm wondering if the feds or locals use
trafficking,
a
right?
wiretap.
But trafficking of the minor, right? Don't you have to be? See, let's get Mama G. Let's see if we could get Mama G's working. Hold on. Okay, time to time we got Mama G. This is my oh, why is failure to start mode? Oh, probably because my mic is being used. It's probably because the mic's being used. Well, hold on. Hello, are you there?
I'm right here. What's up?
Can y'all hear?
Can you hear? Anywhere.
Okay, so I want to ask you. So we're listening to the David case, right? And then now that they're saying that the feds is being involved. David charged with S trafficking, and replace the word. Know what I'm talking about? I'm online, so I can't say the SEX word. But the SEX trafficking, even though the girl was in the same state, but he was sending Ubers for her, can he still get charged for trafficking? And she was a minor.
Yeah, even if it's all within one state, federal laws can still apply. When someone's moving a minor for that purpose, whether it's across state lines or not, there's potential for federal trafficking charges. The key thing is the exploitation of a minor. So yeah, he could face serious charges if the feds determine that's what happened.
See? So the feds isn't involved for a reason. That might mean more harsher charges. You can hear it? Yeah, that's my assistant, Mama G. All right, that means more charges. Ooh, David, you are in the trouble. Now, this dude, Neon, right? His right-hand little guy. Didn't he get arrested too? Did Neon get arrested? Let me ask. He took her to London. Oh, he did take her to London. Oh, see? See, look what 21 said. Okay, somebody just informed me that he took her to London. And I want to know, did Neo, his friend, did he get arrested?
I'm not sure about his friend's situation without checking current updates. If you've heard something about another arrest or involvement, it's definitely possible. If you want solid confirmation, I can check news updates for you. Let me know.
Okay, go check news updates, but answer my question before you go. He took her to London, one of my supporters said. So does that count for S trafficking? She's checking. Okay, so now she's checking the internet to see
if a minor was taken to London for exploitation, that can count as trafficking under UK law. In the UK, moving a child for the purpose of exploitation, whether within the country or from abroad, is considered trafficking. Intent to exploit, especially involving a minor, is what matters, and trafficking carries severe penalties.
Okay, now check on the internet for current check the internet for current information and see if David D4VD in the D4VD case, did his friend Neo get arrested? Because you know he's going to turn state witness. Neo looked like state witness material, honey.
So here's what we know. Neil Langston, a friend of D4VD, was arrested earlier this year after he didn't show up to a grand jury.
Oh.
He was then transferred to Los Angeles police custody and testified back in February. D4VD himself was arrested in April on serious charges, including first-degree murder. Langston's arrest wasn't for the crime itself, but for not cooperating at first.
Okay, so he was arrested for not showing up to court. So now, is he still in jail or did they let him out?
Neil Langston, who was connected to the D4VD case, was arrested back in January after failing to appear before a grand jury. He was held on a $60,000 bond, then testified in February and did not plead the fifth. He hasn't been charged with anything beyond failing to appear, and there's no indication he's facing further charges right now. The investigation is still active, but that's where his status stands as of now.
Okay, so he must have got out. All right, so let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Because look at all we've shown in the last 20 minutes of evidence he's throwing out there, albeit demonstrative.
Angel Soul.
All right, everybody, keep tappifying, keep sharing. Everybody, come on in. Make sure you follow me. If you're not a follower, make sure you follow me. All right, we're going to go back in. And the Y to the 2, please. Read between the lines. It's going to go for about an hour today. Because I was told to cut it down, girl. You're doing too long. That's AB. Thank you, AB. If you think about it, that's a half a day at work, right? 4 hours. You know me, I stay online a long time. They even telling me TikTok I should cut it down. to like no more than 2 hours. Would I be having so much to talk about?
Rental cars are mid-size.
Right? Okay, Matt. I'd be having a lot to talk about. Okay, let's listen.
Do you think he was so arrogant he would discuss Celeste's murder and the cover-up on the phone?
Thank you,
How
Tiffany.
do
Thank
the
you,
fans
K-Mac.
get a wiretap, Scott Eicher?
Well, the wiretaps are based on probable cause, so they had to have probable cause to submit to the judge to get this wiretap. And wiretap covers a lot of different things. It can cover cell phone conversations, text messages. It can cover email addresses and communications via applications like Snapchat or whatever he was using. So once they get to that point that they can convince a judge that there's evidence there that they should glean,
wow,
the judge will approve that. And
wait a minute. What was that picture? Go back. One hot dog. I know they ain't got pictures of her unalive. Is that a picture of her unalive? Let's go back.
Demonstrative. Do you think he was so arrogant he would discuss Celeste's murder and the cover-up on the phone? How do the feds get a wiretap, Scott Eicher?
Well, the wiretaps are based on probable cause, so they had to have probable cause to submit to the judge to get this wiretap. And wiretap covers a lot of different things. It can cover cell phone conversations, text messages. It can cover email addresses and communications via applications like Snapchat or whatever he was using. So once they get to that point that they can...
Wait, go back right there. Oh, she probably just looking down.
Convince the judge that there's evidence there that they should glean.
Pictures like that.
The judge will approve that. And then obviously they've seen what he's doing with his videos that would seem to be related to Celeste's murder. There's a lot of information that can be gleaned from his communications. You talked about earlier about a brother or his attorney talking to him about, still living with the minor. Those are the things that would help the detectives find the probable cause to be able to be this intrusive into his life. I mean, we know that they were looking at phone records of his and Celeste before she even was murdered, back when she was a runaway. So they had phone records back then that they started looking through, and now they built that. I believe they definitely found a lot of information through the wiretaps.
So Randolph Rice joining us, jumping off what Scott Eicher just revealed. Scott Eicher, founding member of the FBI Cellular Analysis Survey team, knows a lot about wiretaps. Randolph, wiretaps are very difficult to get from a judge because they're so intrusive, but they're pay dirt based on, as Joe Scott just said, when you don't know a horse, look at his track record. Truer words were never spoken. He is putting it all out there. He left his vehicle in plain view with Celeste's body in it. He had apparently friends move it from place to place. He made up a lie about why his home had an inch of a dead body in it and blamed it on a clogged toilet. But there's no telling what a wiretap of his phones would reveal. How have you ever gotten a wiretap? And isn't it true that cell phones can also be tapped, not just landlines?
Back in my prosecutor days, yes, we use cell phone wiretaps all the time. And I'm sure you can remember the series The Wire in Baltimore, which is a very popular TV show. And it's very much like that. It's easy to get wiretaps if you can present to a judge that you've exhausted almost all other avenues and that you've presented probable cause. But as a defense attorney, there are challenges to that. You can go back to the judge, and I certainly believe that if there are things on that wiretap that are incriminating to Mr. Burke, his attorneys will challenge, was there probable cause? Was there enough information to that judge to issue that wiretap? All these things can be challenged down the road in court.
Joining us, John Bueller, former homicide detective who led the investigation into the murders of Lacey and Connor Peterson. John Bueller, you have seen the arrogance firsthand of Scott Peterson. Do you remember what he ordered? His Whataburger or In-N-Out Burger order that he made within minutes of finding out that the bodies that washed up at San Francisco Bay were DNA matched to Lacey and Connor. Do you remember what he said within minutes?
Yeah, he said it right to my face. He was in the back of my car as I was putting gas in it, and we asked him if he wanted something to eat because we were hungry. We'd been driving for a while, and we had a little bit of a drive in front of us. And it mentioned In-N-Out Burger, pretty popular out in the West Coast, and he just kind of reflected for a moment, and he cavalierly asked, "Yeah, I'll have a double with cheese, a fry, and a small vanilla shake." Almost like he was ordering it at the takeout window himself. And that's the kind of arrogance that you have with D4VD. He just doesn't believe he's going to get caught, it seems like, when he keeps doing these things.
Don't believe
and it makes it easier to put a case together when you have this, because they're almost pounding nails into their own coffin when they do these things. In addition, on Peterson, of course, we had a wire intercept going on him fairly quickly. And we were able to get an enormous amount of information and intelligence on what he was doing behind the scenes. You may remember, Nancy, there was that one time when an anchor was located in San Francisco Bay. There was a big hubbub about it, and they thought it was a body, or could have been because of the dimensions. And when Sharon Rocha called Scott, leaving a message on his voicemail, because he seldom ever answered. He'd always let it roll the voicemail, screen his calls. And she said it was an anchor. We knew that. We just wanted to let you know. And there was a suppressed whistle on the feed when we had the wire intercept, where he whistled like in relief that he didn't get caught on that. And anyway, it was one of those things. A lot of similarities in both cases. Randolph Rice brings up some great points. I got to agree with him on a lot of these things. Those are the kind of challenges that we're going to see when this goes to court.
I can just hear Peterson.
It's arrogance. These criminals, they got arrogance. They think they ain't going to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Hey, very long time. Hey, how you been, brother? Love it. How you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I'm back over there on the B to the I to the G to the OZ. I'm on there right now. On the B to the I to the G to the OZ. Okay, read between the lines. Yeah, so everybody come on in. We're talking about the D4VD case that's underway. All right. Coming up soon, too, is the NFL. We forgot about that. The NFL gambulation charge trial. Y'all remember that? With all the NFL players. It ain't go away. It ain't just disappear. Right? I'm trying to see when the first court case is so I could go. But let's continue to listen. So we're talking about how D4VD was over there and they got him on video wrapping up a finger, just playing in people's faces like he ain't going to get caught. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Okay, let's listen.
Saying, yeah, they got that wrong. They're never going to catch me. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and order the porn channel. Yep. Okay, the arrogance translates to feeling like you're above everybody else. You're the smartest one in the room. That's something that helped me a lot at trial, knowing I was not the smartest one in the room when I would be trying cases. Translating to, what would he say on the phone with the wiretap? Because he's so arrogant. Can't imagine anybody's ever going to catch him. But we have evidence that he knew he was dating a minor and everybody else around him knew. But arrogance, he didn't stop.
Where are you from? You need to be investing in this? It's fine.
Right there at the end, we hear who we believe is D4VD, David Anthony Burke's agent, saying, "Are you still dating that minor?" Oh, everybody knew they were quoting dating.
I thought
no secret.
Yo, you know, I thought I was
from
bugging.
Josh Hallenbach on Instagram.
I thought I was bugging. I thought that's what he was saying. Let's rewind that back. Let's rewind that back. All these people knew, see? That's why I'm a strong believer that the accomplice should get something too. The people you knew that so you dated the minor? So you knew that he was dating the minor, right? You knew that, and you didn't say nothing. You let it go on. You didn't talk to that boy and tell him that's wrong. Stop doing that, right? But the authorities already another reason why they all knew about it is because the authorities was already contacted and they had a case going on. And that's another motive on the reason why he unalived her, to get rid of the witness, because plus they was on the phone going back and forth and she was taunting him about it. That's probably why he sent her home. So they already had a case going. Right? I like Nancy Grace too, Alice. I love Nancy Grace too. Everybody come on in. We're going to do Ray J after this. Ray J going to drop some tea. We're going to end the Y to the Tubesy. You can watch this back if you missed the D4VD update that I gave. You can watch it back on Y to the Tubesy. All right? But let's listen.
To be investing in this? Farm boy, I'll beat the shit out of it. Are you dating that man?
You heard what he said?
Right there at the end. When
you heard it, right? You heard it, right? He said, you still dating that minor? What? What? And this dude is so arrogant that he didn't realize he was playing with fire. Anybody with a normal mind would have been like, oh, shoot, I better pivot or stop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This dude had no doggone cool. He didn't care who knew it. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. This battery getting ready to die on the B to the IGO. All right, lucky I caught it. Lucky I caught it. B to the IGOZs. Okay? Let's listen, y'all. Hold on. Wow. Good afternoon, Miss Knight. I'm feeling good. Hey, Charlene.
Believe is D4VD, David Anthony Burke's
Charlene,
saying, are you still
we cutting down the tubes, the U to the tubesy to an hour. Because my folks that's doing it, really up there doing it, they said that your U to the tubesies is too long. I was doing 4-hour U to the tubesies. They said that's a half a day work. Knock out a work day is 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? But you know me, I'm on here a long time. So yeah, we're going to chop it. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, they was like, that's too long. Especially you new too. People just getting to know you or don't know you. They looking at that like, hey, Cindy. All right, let's listen. And we're going to wrap this
that
up.
minor? Everybody knew. Everybody knew they were, quoting, dating. No secret. That's from Josh Hallenbach on Insta. Thank you, Josh Hallenbach.
Cindy?
The arrogance, Bueller.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty stark, and I don't know if it fits in with the whole culture that he was immersed in or anything like that. But when you have so many people that are behind you, and he's got all these people in his entourage that are bowing at his altar on a daily basis, he probably gets this invincibility demeanor where he thinks he's above this stuff. And then the really disturbing thing is, as you've shown several times, this wrapping of the finger. Maybe it's her finger, maybe it's not, maybe it's a prop, who knows? But bold. Just the fact that she's missing and he's wrapping that shows a complete disregard for her. He looked at Celeste as a recreational item, like a jet ski or a motorcycle or something, but not as anything human. And that really kind of sets him apart from a lot of the murderers that we dealt with over the years that just did something foolish or they were angry. But just the depravity of this guy, pretty stark. Jury should love this case.
All right, y'all. So that's it on D4VD. All right, that's it for D4DV. So we're going to end the Y to the Tubesy. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on Y to the Tubesy. We're going to keep going on the other platforms, but I will see you tomorrow morning early with more Miss Knockout updates. Thank you for coming, y'all, and I'll see you soon. All right. So let's see.